I had this French fella, he was following me all over the country, he was. Everywhere I turned up, he'd be there with his camera and that. And even people that I've met years ago in the media, and I'd be like that. And I'd see him afterwards, we'd be on a police standoff or somewhere like that, and I'd have a camera in my face. Oi. And then afterwards, after the finger, he'd be like, you don't remember me from years ago, you did an interview with me years ago or something.
Logo, yeah. Our shelter is a UK charity that exists to try and help people that have lost their homes through no fault of their own, or else they've been trapped in bad housing. This is a situation that's been happening more and more over the last couple of years, because obviously housing benefits have been cut, so it's affecting the poorest people in society. What Shelter is able to do is give free support via our free helpline, just 365 days a year. So the first thing that people do is ring that free helpline to get some advice over the phone. What we're able to do then is house the people within 24 to 48 hours, which is something that the local council can't offer. What they normally do is put you at the bottom of the waiting list that can take a long time, and a lot of the temporary accommodations that they put you in are quite bad, the conditions are quite bad. So yeah, we're able to help in that way. We can offer free legal advice if that's what people need. There's 130,000 children currently living homeless in the UK, and that's something that we want to be able to tackle properly.
That was a great cry. I always feel fantastic after this.
12 years I think now, August 99 I started selling the issue. Then it was the big issue for homelessness. Now it's just money orientated. The big issue has changed so much over the last 12 years since I've been doing it, where now it's more money orientated business for the people that run it. What's his name, Khan, off the Dragon's Den? James Khan, that's him. He's just invested in it last January. The first thing James Khan did was put it up to £1.70, and then he realised there was a little deficit of 30p, because when it was £1.70, a lot of people would give us £2 and say keep the change. So he said, hang about, I'll put it up to £2 to take that 30p out of our pockets. And she's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. He's probably made another few million since it's been £2 in the last 6 weeks. But that's his little thing. But people are making money on homelessness, and certain things is a big issue. And that's the reason why they'll never eradicate it. Yeah. They'll never eradicate homelessness because there's money to be made in it, like any other business, like your charity industries, everything.
Hello, welcome to St Matthias. You've joined us on a night that we're preparing for the soup run in Plymouth. At the moment I'm looking after drinks this week. The drinks include coffee, tea, chocolate, chicken soup and vegetable soup. Another friend of ours actually come along in a minute with all the food in their van or in their car. That's normally pasties, sandwiches, cakes, all sorts of things. Things that normally the big supermarkets in town actually give up in some of the pasty shops in town. Things that they can't sell for the rest of the day because the sell-by date was today. Another friend's coming with clothing. He uses his car for lots of clothes, blankets, sleeping bags, warm outer clothing, fleeces, pullovers. So they'll be organised in a minute. Just beginning to panic because in actual fact I make it about 9:45, and we normally leave here about 10 o'clock ready for going on the road. Last 2 runs we've done chocolate because they've always seemed to ask for chocolate and we never got it, so all of a sudden we got chocolate, whereas in actual fact that's, you know, all went last week or last month, which was good, and you don't feel as if you're wasting time. It was lovely when, but some of them have got very interesting backgrounds. They just love the open road, some people. Other people, I've met someone, six months ago, and he said to me, it was only 2 years ago I was actually in my car doing the soup run, and now he was accepting soup from us because circumstances had changed for him, and all of a sudden he'd lost everything. So at the end of the day, the grace of God, we've all got to, use our talents and gifts as best we can, because you don't know what's around the corner. So, not very good pouring this joke.
What led me to sell the biggest shoe? Well, I've been travelling most of my life since about the age of 11, on and off, and I was heavily involved in selling of drugs, etc., blah blah blah, street crime, etc. And I broke the habit of institutionalisation. I broke that habit, so I wasn't grafting more than anything, so I was finding it hard to live, travelling about. And then a friend of mine introduced me to the Big Issue, and I'd say I've done it since then, 12 years, and it stopped me. I mean, I go in the shop, even though I get followed around by security guards because of the way I look, usual suspects. It stopped me pinching everything because I'm earning money. If I want something, I buy it, and that I pay for everything. I don't rob, I don't steal, I don't anything now. Everything comes to me. If I want it, people say, "Oh, you leave your tent. What happens if it gets burned?" That's all right. I just have to work a couple of hours extra tomorrow, and I go out and buy a new one.
Basically, we're just I just befriend a lot of guys. So we've got 2 cafes we run on a Monday and Thursday. So I'll go along to those, and we get a lot of people we haven't met before. Maybe they're new to Plymouth, or maybe for the first time stuff's got really hard. So they come to the cafe and just get to know them. I live in a house right by the church, so we invite people back there just for a cup of tea or something and just talk to them. We're running a choir for a bit, and again, that's another chance just to get to know people. Then also on a Tuesday night, so we're doing an Alpha course. It's just a course to learn about Jesus and what Jesus has done. And so guys have been coming along for that. And then after that, we did a Bible study group in my house. And again, just people coming along, getting to know them, seeing how we can help out, really, yeah. So those things. I think there's hope for everyone. So I don't look at anyone and think, "Oh, you're not going to change." I really believe they can. And so I just keep going on loving them until they believe they can change as well. Yeah, that's the reason I do it. Yeah, I believe they can change.
And can you see any kind of change happening in this area so far?
Yeah, we've seen a few guys start to believe that they can change. So they've gone away to rehabs. They've done well for a bit, maybe then they've relapsed or something. But then other guys who have stopped drinking, one guy in particular, a guy called Mick, he's doing really, really well at the moment, and he's just buzzing the whole time. Like a couple of months ago, he was drinking all the time. He was homeless. Now he's in a hostel now, but he's just doing really, really well. Like he's come to know Jesus, and he just wants to tell everyone about him. His life's just turned around, and we're seeing more people get to that place where they're ready to change. So yeah, definitely seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's on her way. Apparently, Lynn's ringing them out. Apparently, she'll be here soon.
Okay, we might get started.
25%.
Should we get into a nice big circle on the stage? Yeah. And now let's shake out our bodies so we really relax. So basically, we're in a really good position because that's Sonia's chair. Because we. What are your names?
I'm Siobhan.
And I'm Rhonda. And I'm Lindsay.
And how long have you all been in Plymouth?
7 years.
7 years?
2.5 years.
All my life.
Okay, quite varying. Fantastic. So, why did any of you start coming to the choir?
For me, I came personally because, I've always had God in my life. And yeah, it's a hobby, innit? It's something nice to do during the week, and it's, if I can tell the truth.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've got problems with addictions and stuff. Coming here and mixing with other people and that's, you know, it's just life experience, isn't it, really? Just being around Christians and just getting to know more about God, really, as a backslidden Christian.
Fantastic. And for any of you, what does the choir mean to you?
It means a lot to me, really.
Yeah,
It does mean a lot.
Anything particular, or?
Just when I'm in the choir, I just have a laugh.
Relax.
Relax,
Yeah.
chill
Nice.
out, not worry about life, not worry about anything at home. You know, just be around my friends, Fiona, you,
care.
Rob, Mac. Just and meet up and chat about the week, just everything. And obviously, you know, God, basically.